Happy holidays, everyone. I'm just coming to do a short video. I want to talk to you about what is the purpose of a good person. I had someone tell me recently that they felt that my standing up for what I believe in the last 2 years, since COVID began particularly, was troublemaking and was not a sign of a good person. So I asked them, what is your idea of a good person? And they said, making other people feel good, doing the right things for others, not causing waves, not creating problems. And so I just want you to think about for a minute what you think is a good person. To me, I look to the great leaders of our past. I look to Jesus. I look to Gandhi, to Martin Luther King, and to many other people who have been able to stand up to what they feel is the right thing to do. It's to have courage in the face of adversity. Right now, we have a lot of stuff going on, and it's not smiled upon to speak about something that makes other people feel maybe a little bit uncomfortable. But what is the alternative? The alternative is to just play a game, be a chameleon, go along with the crowd. We have been put in a position since COVID began where it's been absolutely terrible. And now it's at the point where human rights are being stolen, lives, even livelihoods are stolen. Potential lives are threatened now because they're forcing jab mandates on everyone. And many people have medical challenges that could cost them their lives to go along with it. In addition to that, there's moral principles. Many people are people of religious faith that do not want aborted fetal cells in their body. Many other reasons for standing up against this, but primarily we have to do what we feel is the right thing. And we have to do what feels right in our hearts and in our souls. And for me, it's always following my higher voice, my higher conscience. And this does not feel like truth. It does this pandemic, the primary narrative, it does not feel honest. And we need to be true to ourselves. We've been conditioned to learn that doing the right thing is making other people feel comfortable. It really isn't. It's actually stepping forward with courage, despite losing friends, despite making people unhappy, despite even losing our families and loved ones in some cases. We have our children to think about right now. We have many really important things on the line. COVID is a serious flu, but it's a flu, and the death rates are very small. Children are not at risk, very low risk, and there are many, a million recorded adverse events now with this vaccine. This should have been taken off the market. So to stand up and to speak about this and to post things where no one likes it, because people, they may look and they might go, oh, and not feel comfortable with it, but they're afraid to stand up because they don't want to be judged. But we come into this world to live a noble life. Each of us is here on a hero's journey. We were not born to follow the leader. We were born to be like beings of bright light, like Jesus, like Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, who demand to stand up and do the right thing. And so I'm just putting this out because I feel that many people are being conditioned by what they hear on the mainstream news instead of what their souls tell them. I just ask that you look to the people of the past. Look to the people you admire the most. Look to the leaders that you've loved, the spiritual teachers. What did they stand for? They all stood for great courage. They stood on their own. They were willing to follow their own light. And I'm afraid, it's what we really need to start doing, because unless we come together and stand up for truth and for safety, but also for freedom, our society is quickly moving into a totalitarian regime. They've been announcing that some Canadian citizens are not going to be allowed to shop for groceries. They're holding people in these isolation camps with negative COVID tests. We've lost all privacy. And if you think it's going to go back to normal after the next jab, it's really not, because you've seen enough of the gaslighting, of the lies, to know it's not. A year ago, there would be no mandates. No one would be forced. Now, everybody. So, we don't have a lot of time. The more we procrastinate on standing together, the more lives will be lost. So I just beg of you to please reconsider what you think a good person is, and consider standing together with the rest of your human brothers and sisters, because all we have to do is say no. No more. Take the masks off. Stop complying. Stop going to the stores that demand you need this or that. Whatever it is, whatever it takes. And please protect your children. Think about them. What would they want this Christmas? Get them out in nature. Take the masks off their beautiful little faces and let them play. That's what they were born to do, to play. They have a whole lot of time to grow up and deal with the big kid stuff. So anyway, I wish you a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you're well. And thanks for listening. Take good care.